I hope with this new movement of shaming people who are super entitled, obnoxious starts making Karens hide in fear. They'll learn that you can't just yell at people because you didn't get your way. You don't get to act like a little baby because the world doesn't revolve around you. And if you do act like a horrible person, someone will whip out their camera and bring a wave of internet shame onto your life. Hello Most Amazing Top 10 family, I am your host Chad Arena, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. For today's list we are going to be counting down the top 10 scary Karen Reddit stories. Oh, these Karens are getting out of control. As always guys, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. If you guys want to check out some more top 10 content, click here to get into a playlist and just start drinking in everything we have for you. And make sure you stick around until the end of this list because I'm going to be reading out some questions from my Instagram inbox. If you want me to read out any of your questions, you can hit me up through the gram. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. Coming in at number 10, we have Car Crash Karen. This is the perfect representation of a Karen. You do something wrong, and then instead of accepting the fact that you did something wrong and you have to take responsibility for your ridiculous actions, you try to blame all your problems on someone else. A Reddit user reported and posted a video of how a Karen was stopped at a red light in front of him and then decided that she needed to go somewhere else. Now, usually when you're driving and you're at a red light, you don't start backing up. And if you're dumb enough to do that, you would check your mirrors before you reverse. Well, this Karen didn't do any of that. She just started reversing and then backed into his car. She then got out and started yelling that he crashed into her. She even started waving her arms in the air trying to get attention from the people around her. When he informs her that she actually backed into him and that this was all on video, she starts saying that he was too close to her. Then someone on the side of the street walks up to this Karen and tells her that they saw the whole thing, and then she gets back into her car and speeds off. You gotta hit and run on camera, Karen. Coming in at number 9, we have You Hit Me Karen. Once again, Karens are going to try and lie and cheat to get ahead. A Karen was in a convenience store and started yelling at the person behind the counter about how they need to go back to their country. Karen, why don't you go home and stay there? Because it seems like you can't interact with anyone outside properly. Well, someone at the store walks up to this Karen and tells her that she needs to shut up because she's being a racist. So she starts to pretend like the guy is hitting her and screaming, "Ow!" Everyone around her sees that this man is doing nothing wrong, and she still keeps up this strange act and even starts fake crying. Thank God there are security cameras everywhere and a ton of people watching this crazy woman. Coming in at number 8, we have Karen Can't Handle the Gym. An Australian Karen got a wake-up call that might have been good for her. Jonica Williams wanted to change her life in the new year and live healthier, so she went to a fitness class at her local gym. Halfway through the class, she left the gym to go cry in her car because she couldn't handle the pressure of the class and said that the young, fit, attractive woman made her feel inadequate. She filmed herself talking about it in her car and then let it out onto the internet to let people know that it's okay to feel ashamed at times. Now, in Jonica's case, although no one really cares if you can't handle the gym, she didn't hurt anyone. She didn't try to make a scene at the gym. She wasn't really a Karen. She actually just made the video to help other people in her scenario. But the reason that I put it on today's list is because that's not how the internet took it. The web took the headline about a white, middle-aged mom crying because young people were more fit than her and turned it into a self-righteous entitled jerk when really she just wanted to be nice and expose herself in a moment of weakness. So Karen stories can really go both ways. Coming in at number 7, we have I've Got Your Number. This next story was uploaded to Reddit by Reddit user PinkPenguin87. They said that one day they got a call from a random number. She missed the call, but when she got a moment, she decided to call back. The call went through and she asked who this mystery caller was. Turns out it was an invasive Karen. This lady heard the Reddit user give out her number while she was standing behind her in a lineup at a grocery store. She decided to write down the number and then called our Reddit user and told her she was a representative from Arbonne, which is a supplement company. She told her that she thought she could reach out to her and give her the tools to better her family's life. Our Reddit user politely declined and then took to Reddit to warn the world that Karens are stealing phone numbers to make some sales. That is terrifying. Coming in at number 6, we have Citizens Arrest Karen. A Karen starts yelling at a man sitting in his car that she's going to place him under citizen's arrest for being parked too close to her. Wait, What? The guy simply says that he can just move his car because that is the normal thing to do. She says no, you have to stay here until the cops arrive. Like, what are the police gonna do? How is that the reaction that you get anytime someone does something to you that makes you slightly agitated? Are you gonna call the cops when the weather gets bad when you're at the park? Coming in at number 5, we have videotaping Karen. A family confronted a Karen in her driveway after they caught her 3 times videotaping the kids in the neighborhood as they were playing outside. When confronted, she said she wasn't videotaping the kids, even though security cameras from neighboring houses caught her doing this again and again. They warned her that she should never film the kids again or the police will get involved. Also, she wouldn't say why she was doing this. This is terrifying to think about. Someone just has footage of your kids on their phone and you have no idea why they are doing this. Coming in at number 4, we have gated community Karen. Here's the thing about a Karen. They have made their decision about you before you have even done anything. It doesn't matter if they see you robbing a bank or just walking down the street. Once a Karen has an idea of who you are in their head, it's game, set, and match. Reddit user Nearly Up talked about when they went to visit their friend in their multi-million-dollar house. They lived in a gated community and they were riding a golf cart back to their friend's house after being in another area of said gated community. A Karen drove up and cut off the Reddit user. They were already on the phone with the police and they were asking who they were. They told them that they were just visiting a friend. Luckily, their friend came through and told this Karen that visitors are allowed in the community. Coming in at number 3, we have fake dog attack Karen. A Karen was walking in the park and comes across a man that she doesn't like for whatever reason. She says that his dog is too big to be in the park. He tells her that there is no size limits on dogs in the park, so she starts screaming as if the dog bit her, and it didn't. She starts screaming for the police and people start walking up and asking if she's okay. Thankfully, the man was filming this insane woman, because if not, he could have had his dog taken away from him and he could have been placed under arrest. Coming in at number 2, we have pepper spray Karen. Now this one is kind of 50-50. I understand why the Karen in this story acted like this, but it seems like an overreaction. There's 2 Karens sitting in a car. They see a man approaching the car while they're parked and they go right from 0 to 100. The first thing they say to him is if he gets any closer, they're going to pepper spray him. They start asking him what he wants and he tells them that they just left a coffee on the roof of their car, which they in fact did. I understand that a strange man approaching your car is alarming, so this guy should have done this in a better way, but at the same time, pepper spray isn't a very nice hello. You could have just been like, hey, what would you like, sir? And coming in at the number 1 spot, we have handgun Karen. A man sitting peacefully in his car is approached by a lady pointing a gun at his passenger window. She keeps swearing at him and he keeps asking her what's going on, but she won't tell him anything. She just keeps swearing and saying, you know what you did. The man just sits there with his hands in the air. This insane woman tells him that she should kill him right there. The only reason that this was caught on camera was because he was doing one of those dash cam confessional things that people do. Well, luckily someone was watching this whole thing unfold and they called the cops, because when you see someone in civilian clothes just waving a gun around like a lunatic, it would be a good time to call the police. The police arrived and quickly subdued the woman without anyone being hurt. Afterwards, the police released a statement saying that the woman's reasoning for her insane outburst was because the guy had stolen her parking spot. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't say that's a good reason to shoot someone. Alright everyone, that has been our list, and now as promised I'm going to be answering some questions from my Instagram inbox. Lily Howard wrote in and asked, what would you be doing if you weren't on YouTube for Most Amazing Top 10? Well, I would probably still be doing entertainment work. I've been doing stand-up way longer than I've been hosting or anything like that, but if I wasn't doing either of those things, I probably would be traveling. I always thought if I never started doing stand-up comedy, I would have just learned like 3 or 4 languages and then worked in the tourism industry and just traveled around the world for the rest of my life, which I might still try and do with my entertainment skills. Our next question comes from Unrecognizable86. He wrote in and asked if fame has ever held me back. And the answer is that I'm not famous at all, guys. Like, I might get recognized here and there, but I would not consider myself famous. Like, people with like 1 million plus Instagram followers, those people are famous. I'm just a regular dude who happens to be on some big channels. One day maybe I'll reach a level of fame where it will affect my life, but that is not the goal. I just really want to get good at my craft, so I guess the answer has to be no, it hasn't. And finally, that suppressor wrote in and asked, do you like Minecraft? And I have to say that I have never played Minecraft. It's probably one of the biggest holes in my gaming catalog. I need to really get in there and do it because I really have no idea what the game is about, but it's a shame that I've missed out on such a massive game that is so popular. Alright everyone, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I've been your host, Jade Arena, and watch out for those Karens. The first thing they say... Sorry.